Happy Friday, everybody. It's Amber Kivett here with Lifepro, your leader in health and wellness and all things recovery. I tell you what, it has been one of those awesome weeks, but a hectic one. So many kids are starting back to school already. My daughter already started school last week, so this was her first full week. And fall sports are getting back into the swing of things. The weather is starting to shift, so we're going through this big heat wave here in Indiana, and now it's starting to cool down a little bit more. But today's series is all about sharing with you some of the different strategies that you can use at home in order to recover from your daily grind, weekly stress, so that you can age um, optimally. I'm going to say age optimally as the hours, days, years roll forward. And so we have a lot of different recovery strategies here with LifePro. I'm going to feature, again, this is not a sales pitch. It's just how can you use products that you might already have at home in order to maximize recovery, because the concept is work hard, recover harder, play hard, recover harder, however you want to look at it. Study hard, recover harder. Whatever you're doing, make sure you're recovering harder. Because if you're not recovering, then your inflammatory hormones, your stress hormones are remaining elevated, which is causing your body not to being able to heal itself. And if we aren't providing the optimal environment for the body to be able to heal itself, well, then that's where disease sets in, and that's where you get older really quick. Whether you are a kiddo or whether you are a teenager or an adult, you're gonna run into some aging issues. You're gonna run into some autoimmune issues, and depression, just a lot of different things. So on this wonderful Friday evening, we are 5:45-ish Eastern Standard Time here. So whichever time zone you are all in, or maybe you're listening to this sometime after I've already gone through all of this, just remember that what you are doing for recovery is also making a difference in your mental health. Because if your body is full of stress hormones, then the inflammatory hormones prevent your happy hormones from being secreted, and that's what allows us mentally to also recover. So this is more along the lines of physical and mental recovery from the convenience of home, so that you don't have to go someplace and pay a membership if you don't want to for recovery services. If you're taking medication, if you found out you just got diagnosed with something that you're not so happy about, recover harder. Because I went through an episode last fall. As you know, I've been missing from the scenes of Life Pro here for a few months. And a lot of that has happened because I've been recovering harder. I ended up with Bell's palsy last winter, back in October last year. Just too much stress, stretching myself too thin, doing too much multitasking, and it finally caught up with me. And when Bell's palsy hit me, Bell's palsy isn't a mini stroke, but it's on the edge of a mini stroke. But half of your face becomes more paralyzed. It doesn't activate. So when you smile, your whole face is not smiling. Only half of your face is smiling. And there are different ways that you can suffer from Bell's palsy. But as soon as Bell's palsy hit me last year, I figured it out taking a selfie with a group of young volleyball players that I was training, coaching at the time. And when I went home and looked at that picture, it was like, wait a second, half of my face isn't working, but I couldn't feel it. So it was truly a wake up call. Like, you've got to slow down. You can still work and you can still share and you can still do social things, but you've got to slow down and you've got to recover harder. You got to biohack into the system. You got to get those cells happy again. You got to get the connective tissue happy again, so that the nerves can fire the way that they're supposed to. Because if your face is not firing and you're not smiling, then not good. So if you are struggling of an autoimmune condition, if you are struggling with just depression or just low energy, chronic fatigue syndrome, if you are struggling from just trying to get into the groove, I work with a lot of kids, a lot of teens, and the first month of school, we are crying a lot in my facility, and I cry with them because my heart goes out to them and I feel their pain. And I want to reach out to all of you. If you are finding yourself emotional and crying, cry it out. It is not a weakness to cry; it's actually a strength. Crying is your body's way of detoxing and letting pressure out. So I cry tears of joy. I cry tears of irritability, of sadness, of anger, things not going your way. If you need to cry it out, don't be ashamed to cry. I like to say cry with your head held high, because it truly is your body releasing pressure. And when you have a good cry, it's like you have a headache, like you get all like congested and blah. And then at the end of it all, it's like, oh, you like just sleep so much better sometimes. Um, I'm seeing somebody in our Facebook group commenting, "Oh my goodness, I had bells last September and still dealing with some residual." It is not a fun condition. As soon as I developed it, as soon as I saw that the smile was missing from half my face, I didn't take it as seriously as probably what I should have in the first 24 hours. I just kept track of my smile. And I was going through a divorce. I was living in a rental home at the time, still living in that rental home. My daughter was learning how to live between two households at the age of 13. It was my first fall break, first series of holidays, Thanksgiving without her. Just a lot of different things that led to the emotional trauma, which leads to the physical trauma. So most all physical things that are happening to us happen to us because we are not managing our stress well and we are not recovering hard. So as soon as I figured out that I had it, I immediately started um, on acupuncture. I immediately started on laser and red light therapy. I immediately started using our red light therapy products more often. I was on the vibration boards more often. This mat behind me, it is a pulsed electromagnetic field mat, a PMF mat. I was on this thing 2 times a day, every day, because if it can change the ionic firing of how our brain coordinates with our nervous system and sends the electrical signals through, the PMF mat makes a huge difference in that. And then in the back corner of my room, which you can't see very well right now, but you can see in the back corner over here, I have a brown wood box. That brown wood box is a sauna. That is our Lifepro sauna. And if you have a sauna, and if you are aging, if you are over the age of 40 and your hormones are shifting in certain parts of your body, you're starting to get more wrinkles, you're starting to get more tummy fluff, right? Then you need to be in a sauna 3 to 4 times a week. If you can get in a sauna 3 to 4 times a week and you can sit in there and meditate, listen to some calming music, listen to a podcast, read a book that you like, or just turn your mind off and don't do anything at all. Just lay there and enjoy the heat. If you crank that up to anywhere from 120 to 140, you're going to be able to penetrate those infrared lights, those infrared wavelengths really, really deep on a systemic global basis of your entire body, which means that all of your cells are receiving that energy and are healing. Infrared technology is a healer to all of our cells. And so it changes the environment in which our body has to be able to take care of ourselves. And the more that our cells are thriving, the more that we are rising up and feeling our best self. The sauna can do that really pretty quickly on a very deep level, all the way down to the spine. So if you have um, osteoarthritis, if you have degenerative disc disease, if you have hip bursitis, if you've got a frozen shoulder, if you have neck pain, if you have issues with your knees, infrared sauna is an awesome way to like access the whole system with recovery. Just get in there starting for 15 minutes and work your way up to 60 minutes. If you have to start at 100 degrees and work your way up to 140, that's fine. I'm going to tell you right now, if you've been out to the desert in Arizona in the middle of summer where it's like in the 120s, it does not feel the same way being in a sauna at 140 degrees. It's totally different type of heat. It actually feels really, really good. If you don't have room for a sauna, we actually have travel saunas that are in the form of not only what we would look like a sleeping bag, but I have our newest portable sauna. This is the Revivify, and I have not taken mine out of the box because I have a lot of stuff sitting around. But it is basically if you have ever been to an event, a festival, and you have to go into a pop-up tent that is a fitting room, that's what this sauna is. So you can pack it up into a carry-on bag, which is the size of this box, and you can relocate it in a hotel room. You can relocate it in an apartment. You can take it to an event if you want to, and you can pop it up in a matter of 5 to 10 minutes, turn it on, and it'll crank up to heat just as hot as the permanent fixed one-man sauna back in the corner. So that's one way that you can experience the infrared technology in a sauna at home. If you don't have space and you just need to pop it up and take it down, that's an easy way that you can do it. We also have our BioRemedy our BioRemedy sauna blankets. We have several versions of our sauna blankets. Sauna blankets are providing with you the infrared technology as well. And so if you don't want to be sitting upright in a little tent, and if you don't want to sit yourself in the box, then get yourself in the bag, because the bag is incredibly comforting. And you have armholes if you want armholes. You can relax if you want to take a nappy. Just set the timer to go off at a certain time, and you can control the heat setting however you like to. But infrared light, red light therapy, all those wavelengths of light therapy, phototherapy is what we call it, are really powerful in healing all of our cells throughout our whole body, so that our body can catch up and it no longer is fighting itself. Autoimmune disease, it means that the body is attacking itself, and that is a hormonally driven problem. You can end up, I ended up with Bell's palsy, so they tested everything. I had no strength whatsoever, like from my neck down, and I had no idea that I didn't have that strength. It was actually a very scary time, because it's almost like a mini stroke, but you still have a little bit of function. And so it doesn't make it all the way quite up into the brain, causing brain damage. It just paralyzes part of your face, and so you can get it refiring. So between acupuncture, I did some facial cupping on myself, I did the red light therapy, a lot of different little things, and it worked, because I'm still smiling and both sides of the face are working fine. So it is reversible in some ways. Now, I will show you another product that I used a lot, and that is the Oculax. And I'm not taking this one out of the box because it is sealed in the box, and I have two of these. One I travel with, one I keep at home. This is one of my absolute favorite products in the history of Lifepro, and I've been with Lifepro for almost 7 years. This is a portable eye massager. So as you are sitting at a desk looking at your computer screen, or if your kids are learning off of Chromebooks or learning off of different types of digital technology, so they're looking at a computer or off of a tablet all day, every day, you need to get them into an Oculax or get them off of those products when they get home, because the blue light changes the brain wavelengths and will actually create more stress hormone, which makes them more irritable, makes them more restless, they're not sleeping, and then makes it really hard to parent. So the Oculax, I like to put this on when I'm flying. It kind of reminds you of like a video gaming system, but it is super easy as to how it works. The battery's already enclosed inside of it. I want to say that they run on our website on Amazon like 65, 70-ish, but it is one of my all-time favorite products. I gift this out a lot. But when you stick it on your head and you push the button, it heats up within, like, no joke, a minute and a half. And it heats up nice and warm. And there's little massagers that are inside the mask that just will massage areas around your eye sockets. So if you have tired eyes, if you have dry eyes, for me, the nerve that was causing my paralysis on my face happened to be right around in here in my cheekbone, is where we figured it out when I went to see a couple of different doctors. And so doing this reduces tension in the TMJ. It reduces tension in your sinuses. So if you're having sinus congestion, because back to school means that we're getting sick with all these new allergens and all the germs and bacteria and all that stuff that's going around. So if you are having trouble with seasonal allergies, or you're going through a short funk, or you're just tired and you just want to rejuvenate or wind down, the Oculax is awesome for that. It also has white noise, so you can listen to birds chirping, you can listen to water drops. It has a little pulsed feature on it, and you can turn any one of those off. But it is one of my favorite products to use in coordination with laying on the mat behind me, or sitting in the recliner behind me with the boots on. And I'll show you the air compression boots, the new Axis Pro boots. We've had those out for a good couple of years, but it is still one of my favorite products, especially for athletes. Or if you are somebody who has been standing on concrete all day at work and you just want to feel your legs fresh tomorrow morning, I'm going to show you the boots here shortly. So those are just a couple of strategies. You also see behind me the NordPod, okay? And we've got two different NordPods. There's one directly behind me, which is a really big one. They're actually about the same size. They're just configured a little bit different. They're different shapes. But the NordPod and the NordPod Plus and the NordPod Elite, if you don't have a NordPod and you just have a plunge tub, cryo immersion is really good if you're wanting to like zap the system and rejuvenate. So we're zapping stress hormones, We're causing our brain and our mind to go into more resilient mode. We go through an initial fight or flight state where we are huffing and puffing and in shock because the water is so cold, 55 degrees or colder. If you can aim for 45 to 55 degrees, that's going to be like that temperature range that really packs a punch for 15 to 20 minutes. Start with just 3 minutes. If you can just get in one of those plunge tubs for 3 minutes, you will slowly earn your way to less inflammation and total body restoration, mind, body, and spirit. It's amazing how it works. You can also buy chillers off of Amazon and other websites where you don't have to worry about putting ice in the tub. You can just put what we call a chiller. So it's a device that hooks in and it actually keeps the water cold, so you don't have to recycle the water all the time. We at Lifepro don't offer that yet, but we'll see what happens as the future approaches us. But NordPod for any kind of cryo plunge, polar plunge, if you want to call it that, for anywhere from 3 to 15, 20 minutes, a couple of days a week. If you are wanting to boost testosterone, make sure that you do your polar plunge before you're lifting, because when you boost testosterone levels first thing in the morning, when you wake up, when you get into one of the Nord pods for 10, 15 minutes, it automatically will boost testosterone hormone. And then when you go and start lifting some weights or doing some resistance band pulls, or you're getting on one of the vibration boards and doing a workout with me on YouTube, regardless of what you're doing, after you do a polar plunge, your testosterone numbers go bananas. They go way up. And then if you go and lift, in addition to that, not cardio, but if you do resistance training after you've done a polar plunge, and you can feel yourself gripping the weights, it actually magnifies and amplifies that testosterone level so that you can actually maintain lean muscle mass. The older that we get, the less our testosterone gets. It continues to decrease as we get older and older, including for men. So if you are struggling with doing certain things, you're not maintaining lean muscle mass, you're more irritable, you develop gastric issues, GI distress, you have more anxiety, you're really zapped on energy, that is a sign that you have low testosterone, women and men. We are all supposed to have a certain level of testosterone in our system. And after our mid 30s, it slowly declines until we either go through perimenopause or andropause. Andropause is the deficiency of testosterone, which causes a lot of other problems. It is the greatest prevention in cardiovascular disease and diabetes in men, as well as mental health. So if you have not had testosterone checked and you're struggling with some of these symptoms, make sure and find yourself a healthcare provider that does anti-aging hormone therapy versus your primary care. Most primary care doctors don't dabble in that a whole lot. It's usually a nurse practitioner or a specialty physician that does hormone health for anti-aging specifically. They call it functional medicine. So find yourself an integrated functional health practitioner in order to get your testosterone and all of your other special hormones tested. But recovery will also help to boost that hormone secretion so that you are getting better. Hormones are the chemical messengers of the human body. So if you're not regulating hormones properly, then your body is not regulating in an optimal state. And we want you to be in an optimal state here at Lifepro. So those are a couple of the basic strategies. And if you happen to have none of this, if you don't have any of those products, you don't have to worry. If you do decide you want to order them, we are running 30% off all pricing right now for the early part of August and throughout August. So if you're watching this video in September, that special might not be available any longer. But if you are listening in, and if it is in the month of August, we are running a special that's going 30% off, and then we throw in a free gift if you get it through our Lifepro page. I just entered in an extra discount code. If you want to try it, all the power to you. It does not work for Amazon, and Amazon, you don't get the free gift. There are certain products that we do sell that are on Amazon that are not on our website, and vice versa. So you check Amazon, check lifeprofitness.com, and see which one of those websites link you up with the greatest deals. But right now they're running some back to school specials and recovery. So work hard, recover harder. What I want to share with you, the PMF mat, you can combine technologies. So I can sit here on the mat and I can put the Oculax on. I can sit here on the mat and I can lay back and just relax and listen to some music. You can lay back on the mat, and I've also got the Rejuva Glow Red Light Therapy Mask. This is another one of our new products. I like to call it my superhero mask because everybody, um, we all have a superhero in us. So this is my superhero mask, the Rejuva Glow. And it's pretty cool. If you're trying to get rid of fine lines, wrinkles, you have issues with eye pressure, dry eyes, your eyes are tired and you're trying to just, recover and restore those. The Rejuva Glow is a great product that you can do that with. It offers red light therapy and it offers vibration. Vibration can be a little aggravating if you're not used to it. So if you're just wanting to work on those fine lines, wrinkles, the bunny nose, things like that, it has several different mini bulbs, mini LED light bulbs, okay? And it has an adjustable headpiece. So when you put it on, it goes on a little something like that. You can use this at the same time, crank this up on the backside so it doesn't slip off. There we go. Hey, there we go. Now we're working on those fine lines and wrinkles, and you're working on restoring all of the tissue in your face. If you've had Bell's palsy, if you've got TMJ, red light therapy is great for restorative health, and you can combine it with other technologies. So if I want to sit on the PEMF mat, I'm going to caution you. If you use your PEMF mat late at night, do not position your head in the main part of the mat with the mat being higher than 5 hertz because it can stimulate good energy in the brain, but it can be really hard to wind down. So if you're using this at night, like right before you go to bed, make sure that your head is off the mat up here where the Lifepro branding is printed on the head part, or keep your setting at 5 when you're choosing which intensity you're going to use for the pulsed electromagnetic field. It will not feel like much at all is happening. In fact, you're lucky if you can feel much of anything. If you're not in tune with your body, you won't feel you don't feel any like vibrations. You don't feel any movement on the mat. But if you do lay there, it warms up really nice, makes you feel really cozy and comforted. There's times that I have laid on it and I've just got on really short shorts and a bra top or sports bra, and I almost get too warm that it's like, oh, we don't have to cover up with a blanket. But if you get too cold, then you can cover up with a blanket and still be on top of the mat, and it still works really, really well. So I enjoy blending these different technologies. So I like to wear the red light therapy mask or the Oculax, or you can put on a red light therapy belt and lay on the PMF mat at the same time. It's not going to hurt you. The PMF mat also has infrared technology, so it's like being in a sauna, but it's only the part that you're making contact with that it's accessing. So when it comes to vibration, if you have a vibration plate at home, and I've got several out here in front of me, I have a lot of them actually. Like there's several in my gym. We use them in here every single day, every day. But if you should happen to have your vibration board at home and you're not quite sure what to do, and you only have so much time, well, then here's how we can multitask, okay? I'm gonna slide this back just a tad. And what I'm gonna do, I've got plenty of room here. I'm just gonna set my Rumble X Plus here at a P2 setting. Anybody that has watched my past videos knows that I love P2. And just sitting on here is gonna calm my nervous system down, just sitting here, okay? You don't have to do anything whatsoever. You can have your legs up here. If you've been sitting at a desk all day and you wanna sit on the ground, here's something for you to try. Let's do this. So I'm going to position myself with the PMF mat behind it. So here's a double dose. So I've got the PMF mat behind me. I got the vibration board. PMF mat is set at 30 with a temperature of about 150. And if I just want to relax my legs, okay, I'm still getting the PMF crystals giving me the energy. And if I wanted to lay back and just enjoy the vibration on my legs, If you get restless leg syndrome, or you've got plantar fasciitis, or you just want more circulation, this right here feels absolutely amazing, which allows your mind to relax. It's really hard to talk right now because it feels so very good. So yeah, you can shut the mind off, which causes a lot of stress and inflammation, and just enjoy the ride. Like, you don't have to put any effort in whatsoever. You just have to push the button and get on, go for a ride. So we're just relaxing and enjoying this. You can turn on some calming music, whatever makes you happy. You can do it while your kiddos are doing homework. They can ask you questions. So multitasking. So we've got 3 technologies going on right here. Really, really easy. And so yes, you can combine our recovery products into making your routine what you want it to be. It's wonderful. Remember, when it comes to our connective tissue, our fascia, we want to make sure that we are hydrating, that we are staying moving, and that we are making sure that we are controlling our thought process, because our emotional energy stays stored in that connective tissue, and that is the source of all pain, for most pain, I should say. And vibration is a stimulant to that connective tissue. So if you get on vibration, see if I can position here so you can actually see me. You can wear the red light therapy mask at the same time that you're vibrating. It's oodles of fun. And you can enjoy a lot of stuff happening to helping you to recover in all different types of ways. So let me reposition here. There we go. So how I like to relax at the end of my day, I just like to get on here and just stand. Keep your knees unlocked. We don't want to lock anything out. Keep your knees unlocked. Maybe you want to reach down and just feel your shins and just, think about your day. Think about what you're grateful for. Think about what's gone right this week. If things didn't go right, if things went wrong, what can you learn from it? Okay? What can you learn from it? We can go arms out. We can reach over and across. Our body is meant to move in diagonals. So if you're not used to reaching around and you're used to just bending forward or going up and down, we've got to make sure that we're rotating. That is the number one cause of low back pain. It is the number one cause of neck pain, shoulder issues, is not getting enough rotation in our day. So you can squat down, rotate to the side like you're trying to pick something up, and just hang out here. It's not going to hurt you. Promise. Okay? That's one thing that you can do. It's really, really easy to do that. You can just stand here. Just stand and relax and enjoy the ride. And just let your arms free flow. A lot of people will stand here and talk to me. Your body's meant to be free and to flow. So let it flow where it feels happy. And the more that you relax and you wind down at the end of the day, the more that you're able to sleep. And the more that you're in that sleep state, the younger you get, because you sleep is when your body heals itself and starts repairing everything. So if you're not sleeping through the night, ladies and gentlemen, or even children for that matter, the blue light therapy devices, so your phone, your tablets, your computers, your televisions, all that will overstimulate you and keep you from being able to fall asleep. So do make sure that you are winding down from electronics about an hour before you want to be in your bed and thinking about falling asleep. Reading is a really good way to calm the mind down and to enhance melatonin and the hormones that allow us to go into a deeper state of sleep. So if you don't like to read, find a magazine or find something that you're wanting to become interested about. If you don't like to read stories, and see about learning something. So again, this is how I like to end my day. I reach down and I just have a seat. So this is a deep squat. It's a yoga pose. It doesn't have to be considered a yoga pose, but I just like to get into a deep squat, and I like to shift from side to side. And I know not all of you can do this, but what you can do if you need to is you can get a chair and you can sit behind and have your feet elevated on top of the vibration plate, and it will help from your hips down. It will help rejuvenate that lymphatic system, which pumps all the crap out of your legs so that you can feel restored. So we're shaking things up a little bit here, which winds things down. It actually reduces stress hormones at the end of your day. First thing in the morning, get on here and go for a ride for 10 minutes, and it's going to enhance and stimulate your hormones to get you going because it's all based on our sleep cycle. So, first thing in the morning, things are happy, things are flowing, but we are curled inward and tight. So, if we get on here and do any program for that matter and just stand, it's going to wake us up. And then we can continue on and being alert and being in our genius zone is what I like to call it, where all the action happens for the right things. Everything is going as you hope it does. At the end of your day, we have to wind back down. So it does the exact opposite at the end of the day. It brings all those excitatory hormones down and allows you to relax so that your legs are loosey goosey. You're flushing crap out of your system, and that's how our body needs to be when we're trying to sleep at night. It needs to be still and calm, relaxed, and free. Okay. If you are happy with using the vibration plates, but you want a little bit more, then you can utilize the Axis air compression boots. Okay. And I'll bring you up here to see these. I'll bring you to me. We also have another vibration board that came out recently. It is a really, really cool device in that you can use electromagnetic stimulation. So if you've ever been able to use a TENS unit in your life or electrical stem, it actually comes with that installed on the top of it. So this is our Vibra Pulse is the name of it. Take off the red light therapy there, since we got that all taken care of. But on the top, so it is a smaller platform, about the size of a Waver Mini, and it's about half the size of the Plus that I was just on. So let me show you here. I'm going to bring you down here to my level, and that way you can see this up close in person. Debbie, I know, has represented this plate when it first came out a few weeks ago. I wasn't back on the scene yet, so she took care of sharing everything with you, and I love Debbie. If you've not learned from Debbie, she's a genius when it comes to vibration plate technology. She is truly a master in the physics and the mechanics of how they work and the science behind it. But we're going to bring you down here where you can see this down close and in person. And there is the VibraPulse sitting on top of the Rumble X Plus. Okay. If you have a Waver, or if you have a Waver Mini, the Waver Mini is this one right here, and I love using this for traveling or for upper body, and that's the Waver Mini sitting on top of the VibraPulse. So the VibraPulse is by far one of our smallest units, and it's really cool in how it works. On the top, it has the electromagnetic stimulation field on top. You cannot activate this. It'll say EMS. You cannot activate it unless you have the remote control to initiate it. And then once you initiate it through the remote control, then you can use the plus and minus buttons on the control panel. But make sure if you order this that you keep track of your remote, because in order to use that feature, it will not work unless you use the remote control to activate it. It has multiple layers, multiple settings of electromagnetic stimulation. So it's really cool how it works. And if you're not familiar with that, if you're in pain, it's one of the fastest way to shut the pain cycle down. So if you have had one of those kind of days and you want to turn EMS on and just lay here and relax, the plate does not have to be moving in order for you to use that specific feature. So it is something brand new that Lifepro has come out with here in the last month, and I'm really excited. We've got other vibration boards, very unique, that are coming out that I'm really excited about, but I can't speak on that just yet. But if you don't have one that does the electro stimulation, good stuff, really, really good stuff. But you can just sit in the chair, bring this to you all. Lots of stuff out here today. I wanted to make sure that we got all grounds covered because we want you to be your happiest, healthiest self. And that's kind of my role in making a difference for all of you, is to help you to learn how to use your different products, different times of the day, maximizing it. If you want to use double dose, you can. But you can sit in recliner at home and have your feet on here, use your red light therapy, use your belt, whatever you like to. But you can turn this on and you can feel the little bumblebees tingling through your feet. 80% of the nerve cells that give your brain feedback about where you're at in space exist only on the skin on the bottom of your feet, your piggly wigglies. So if you can excite those, then the rest of the body works better. Okay, you get free energy, and so you don't have to use the vibration feature of the VibraPulse. You can just use the EMS pulse stimulation on here without it actually moving, and you'll feel that all the way up into your limbs. It's really cool how it works, but it works all the way up to the brain, so it's good stuff. So that's the VibraPulse. If you're not familiar with that yet, you just got introduced to it. Now, these are among my favorites, okay? And before I put these on myself and show you how to turn them on, this is the Pro Set. I have bought about 15 pairs of these for my business operation. I have a wellness center, and I specialize in pain relief. So I do a lot of cupping, a lot of acupuncture, scraping, body work, different types of therapies, different types of human performance coaching, strength coaching, yoga, Pilates, a lot of different things. But we have offered a recovery membership here in my facility in years past. And so we have bought about 15 pairs of these to just being able to put them in these recliners, and everybody just kind of goes around and enjoys the experience. It's really cool how they work. But if you've seen professional athletes, a lot of professional athletes use them on a regular basis. They travel with them. But what I want to share with you, I'm going to bring you even closer so that you can see how this works. Because if you don't have a set of these are like the most incredible things for you to relax after you've worked hard, you've done lots of workouts. Your kids, if they're playing sports, my daughter plays volleyball. She's a year-round volleyball player, and so she loves these because of all the jumping that she has to do. So when you go to plug this in, it has to stay plugged in order to use it. It doesn't run wireless off a battery. Our original pair do. This one unfortunately does not, or at least mine has not yet. So, and I haven't complained about it. I just like to plug it in. That way I can get nonstop use out of them. But we push and hold the button until it powers on. And it's going to look like it's broken, but it still works, I promise. And it's going to say hello in a variety of different languages. And then the one that looks like a flower that has four flower petals, you're going to push that. That is your massage mode. Okay. And we've got 5 different massage modes we got 5 different massage modes that we work through. On the original Axis set, we only have 4 massage modes. This set has 8 different chambers. The original Axis only has 4 chambers. The original set, you can turn off specific chambers. The Pro Set, you cannot. So this one starts at 50 millimeters mercury of pressure, and it goes all the way up to 250, which is a lot. I like to start at about 100. And so I'm going to drop back down. If you're not familiar with it and you've never used it before, start at 50 and see how you handle it. But these feel so good. Then with the timer, you can go all the way up to 90 minutes. If I remember right. No, I'm wrong. The original one, you can go up to 90 minutes. This one is only an hour. Okay. And then you're going to push the play button and it takes off. You can change the massage feature while you have them on without having to push pause or taking them off and changing anything. You can actually change the massage mode just by pushing this button right here, and you can see how it's changing up its color beams there. So, and you can change pressure, you can add time. Once it's rolling, you can do whatever you want. But anyhow, I wanted you to be able to see that first. Now I'm going to go get back in my recliner, and I'm going to enjoy getting these things on. They're really easy to get on. They are labeled on the inside, but I find wearing them on opposite legs actually makes it easier for me. So I'm going to tell you, if it says to put it on the left foot, I like to put it on the right foot. So it is universal. It is not going to be an issue if you don't get it on the right leg. Just get it on, get it zipped up. Don't want to walk around in these while you are inflated. Right now, these are not inflated, so you're safe to walk around in these. If you forgot to grab a drink, get that water, get those electrolytes, forgot to grab yourself a snack, forgot the remote control, forgot the iPad or your computer, whatever you got going on. So from here, we are going to push the power on button because it automatically turns itself off if we don't use it. And I'm going to turn on mode A at 100 millimeters of mercury for however long. It doesn't make any difference because we're not going to go through the whole sequence. But push play, and then you're going to hear it start pumping full of air. And these are going to start to look like we're ready to walk on the moon. They're going to be really inflated with thick boots. And it's a massaging boot. So it's going to massage through air from the feet all the way up to the thighs. So if you have knee pain, thigh pain, you have issues with your lower legs, restless leg syndrome, you've just been on your feet all day and you just want to feel fresh, these are wonderful. This is one of my favorite things for recovery. So train hard, recover harder, and I've got myself in a cable tangle. And if you have a recliner at home, and if you can go into more of a reclined position, it actually feels better if you are reclining back with your legs up. It actually feels better because all the lymph drains from your feet up into your lymphatic system and the lymph nodes of your thighs, and then you're eliminating all of the wastes in your system that are continuing to cause more inflammation. So if you have peripheral edema, if you have swelling, and if you're wanting to feel relief, then get yourself a pair of Axis boots. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them on our website. And again, if you use that code Amber20, it'll knock off some extra money. And again, everything's running right now at 30% off for the most part. And they are throwing in a free gift if you buy it from the Lifepro website. And you can use my code on the website. In addition to, I already ordered something with a client earlier today, a new Rumble X Plus for her because she loves the one that we've got here at the gym. So relaxation, restoration, recovery, it's all the same depending on how you want to look at it. We've talked about multiple different opportunities in which you can change the environment for your body to heal itself. And you can do it with no money whatsoever if you want to use free features at home, whether it is singing, humming, dancing, taking a bubble bath. There's doing some yoga off of YouTube. There's a lot of different ways that you can pamper your system without having to buy some things. But if I could advise you into the top purchases for products that will help you to rejuvenate, restore, and age younger as the years get older. And if you only have so much time to recover, you want to make sure that you've got yourself a vibration plate. My favorite is the Rumble X Plus. It has been my favorite for a long time, but any vibration plate will make a huge difference in your health, in your days. If you're using it at least once a day, twice a day is even better. So that's number one. 2, red light therapy or infrared light therapy are definitely number 2 on the list of things that are going to be among my favorites for recovery. Because if you can restore stem cells and you can restore collagen and you can restore the hydration in the body, then the fascia takes care of all of us from the inside out, and we have to restore that. So red light therapy, sauna, infrared light therapy, PMF is another one that helps with that. Number 3, the Oculax eye massager, because when your mind is stressed and when you're tired, you've been around computers all day, or you've been driving and you're getting blurred vision because you can't keep your eyes on the road because you're so tired. Been there, done that. The Oculax can really calm things down and relax your facial muscles so that you can actually wind down into a nice restful sleep at night. And then if you already have a tub at home and you're doing polar plunges, or if you've got a hot tub, it can go either way. If you benefit really well from heat, then get into the hydro and put some thermal in and feel warmth, which will cause you to relax more. It's all about what can I do to relax more efficiently as often as I can, because if you're not relaxing, you're not restoring. You're getting older and you're getting sick really quick if you're not finding ways to relax. If you're not finding that safe zone where, like, what's my end of day routine so that I can relax through the night, sleep through the night, can heal, wake up less on the scale, because the best time to weigh in on the scale is first thing in the morning, since our body releases fat at night when we sleep. And what can I do to get my body jump started next in the morning? So when I wake up and my feet hit the ground running, how am I going to get myself jump started? Is it going to be a cold shower? Is it going to be a polar plunge? Is it going to be 10 minutes of vibration? in order to excite everything. So find something that excites you, find something that relaxes you, find things that are clinically proven to restore our cellular health. Everything I have shared with you today is clinically proven to do that. We have provided that on past videos, the clinical studies and how to use the products. And again, when it comes to compression, these are very similar. Actually, they're way better than what you would have in the hospital if you went in for surgery or you had not moving around a whole lot. You're trying to improve circulation to the extremities, but if you've been in surgery, they'll put these on you before you go into surgery to keep you from getting blood clots. You can use these at home and they feel absolutely phenomenal. So if you can just pick one thing, I'm curious as to what gadgets you might have at home. Feel free to comment in the comment boxes as to what you love to use and what you already are using or what you need, so that we can provide you with the feedback on how to get started with some of that stuff. And it's all about aging with perfection as you see it. So we are not all perfect, but if we can age and be happy and be our optimal self in the best way that we have control over, then we can try and live as long as we possibly can. And there's 3 primary indicators that have been talking of lately with the clinical studies as to how we have a longevity of life, and that's cardiorespiratory. So you're got good strong heart, you got good breathing and good clear lungs, so you're not smoking, you're not infecting your lungs, and you got leg strength. So you got to take care of your legs and your lower body, you got to take care of your heart, you got to take care of your lungs, and stay hydrated, and let the brain do what it can do to provide signals. And whatever you can do from a cellular standpoint, whole body, it's just going to set you up for more timing and success if you are trying to find ways to tap into your system and tapping into your biology so that you can live as long as possible. Well, my friends, it has been a long week. It has been a long day. I'm getting on an airplane tomorrow to go to an international conference, an international congress for connective tissue and fascia, to learn more about all of that so I can learn how to help you. And so I've got some packing to do. So I will look forward to seeing you next week, and we will pick up with something new, whether it's vibration or whether it is a rebounder workout. We're going to have some fun and see what we can do to make your life a little bit better just by being part of your day. So without further ado, make sure that you are thinking about gratitude, what you're thankful for, acts of kindness that you've done for others, what others have done for you, and always smile, because even if you're not happy, when you smile, your body knows that you're smiling. At least it's trying to pretend like you're smiling and will do what it can to improve how everything heals. So here's to biohacking to your youngest self version, or your youngest version self possible. And here's to relaxing for the weekend or relaxing for the day and waking up tomorrow refreshed, restored, and ready to go. Enjoy and go in your day.